All right, check it out. We're back again. Haha. I had to restart this video because, camera problems. Anyways, the Nami review. Checking this one out. She comes with 10 hands total. We can show those in a bit. But we'll take a look at the body first. As I was saying earlier, which you probably won't see, this figure is looking pretty sweet. It looks higher quality than the last Nami figure. Definitely looks higher quality than that Luffy figure that I had. Skin tone, great. Anatomical structure, great. I love the fact that the skin pinches in there along the seam of the clothing and kind of like, you know, puckers or like expands out a bit, like the flesh is reacting to the tight clothing. I like the just a second here. And I also like the shading, natural shading that occurs from the shape. Not quite sure I like this shading over here. This one, it looks too orange. I know why they used orange. It works well for flesh, and it fits her theme of her orange slash tangerine thing, in her story, plus her hair. But it looks almost as if it's like stained from the hair, but it looks too like intentional to be like that. Like it's like an exact same area on each part. So that stands out a little bit, but not as bad. Love the striped bikini. It gives that very 1980s style look. Well, sometimes older too, but definitely there. I like the number 3 there. I guess that depicts that she was the third on the crew. Also, kind of like a classic anime thing. I like the separation here between the cleavage. It looks like it's like, very well naturally carved. It doesn't look like it's just simply drawn in there. I don't like when they do that. When it's like a solid piece. It's a thing that they do. But in this case, it looks really well. I have to keep re-in focusing here. I really like the face there. That smile and that wink. It's like she's posing for a photograph, but it's like she's having a good time doing it. And the sunglasses up there really sell it. We're going to take a look down here. The seams in the knee, I never really liked the way the One Piece character toys looked when they had the knee seams. They always seemed a little off, but again, they have more of a toy appeal to them than other figures. They're not totally hidden. Kind of like the Kinnikuman figures. The feet are without high heels, so that's good. Seem a little flat, but then I guess that works for making them stand. It looks like you can remove these, so hopefully you'll be able to mix and match the high heel ones there. Again, the same like joint issue in the elbow there that I was talking about here, and then you have that in the back of the knees as well. Really makes it look a little off, but again, it helps with posability, so that's not that bad. A nice back view. Nami's known for the top, but as Oda said, the creator of the comic. Yes, so as Oda said, he started, emphasizing the back piece there, the bottom, a lot more than he used to. Not to say that he never did, although you wouldn't see that too often there. It's got a nice bend appeal. Usually, when it comes to toys like this, the gap that happens because of the clothes, and there is a bit of a gap between the flesh and the sea panties, as they call them in Japanese, the bikini bottom. Haha, bikini one. It actually produces a good bend over look, which you rarely see. I mean, that's pretty solid. That's like some of the best that I've seen in terms of this. I like the you can't really see it on the camera, but I can see it very clearly. She's got kind of like the top of the butt crack sticking out, which works, because of the low riding bikini bottom. Back musculature, it looks, about like what you'd expect. I like how the bikini top has it like tied in a bow. Usually it's just like one strip across, because nobody's usually looking there. The hair, it's cool. It's got the two-piece thing there, so you can at least move the neck there. She's got her all famous new tattoo that covers up her Arlong tattoo. That was cool. Symbolism there. Otherwise, it's looking pretty sweet. The body's great. The posability, it seems to be exactly the same as the previous one, but it's more sturdy. I don't know if this is just a better model, but I feel that the plastic here, because she's got such tiny arms, which fits her character. I mean, she's supposed to be a little delicate. Um, like I know you're gonna jump and go, "Oh, I've seen her fight," and I'm like, "Yeah," but I've seen like regular know nothing Marines grab her wrists and overpower her. She'd be able to like flip or pull out some weapon or something like that. But regular characters can overpower her. It's not an insult, but it's fitting to the character. She's got like natural human weaknesses. She's a woman. She's not a girl boss, no matter how angry and tough they try to make her. And that's another thing. Obviously, they do a good job of that in this. They give her the proper amount of femininity with the proper amount of action when necessary. Her temper seems natural. It doesn't seem forced, which is good. And again, back to the figure itself. So you got the arm. You seem to have full rotation here. Hair doesn't really get in the way. Goes up and down. Elbow bends pretty far, I'd say. About that far. Not completely, but, far enough, I'd say. Wrist, 360 turn, in like that, out like that. It's pretty good. Then we have the head. Doesn't go down too far. Doesn't go back too far either. Turns like this. Hair seems to get in the way, but, I guess that's somewhat acceptable. Arm goes all the way up like that. She seems to have a top, bust joint, And again, it doesn't crunch too forward. It does a little bit. Crunches a little bit. Yeah, that works. Gives her like an up feel. Then she doesn't have an ab crunch joint down at the bottom. But as I was demonstrating before, the legs bend and keep the seam. Oh, that's a nice look. Look at that like detail right over there. Excluding any sort of like naughtiness. It's actually quite like realistic. It's something you would see in one of Oda's drawings. Yeah, that actually looks pretty good. And again, it hides the gaps in between. Does a pretty good job of that. Anyways, so yeah, just like this, the legs allow her to sit flat pretty easily. She can kick about that high. Let me see if she's got a pull down joint. Nope. Her legs don't pull down. She can do the splits about that far. Can she do forward splits? Probably. A little more efficient with the forward splits. That actually looks like a pretty cool pose. I could see her stretching like that. Her knee bends about that far. Foot seems to go pretty far like that. Obviously, it goes 360. No, it does, but I'm afraid it's rather tight, and I don't want to damage it. Jinx. Yep, so that's the posability there. Oh, that came loose. I see. I guess she does. That loosened it up quite a bit, actually. Not sure if I like that. Well, anyways, other than that, yeah, it's pretty good. You can hide the seams pretty well. She's got her log pose there. I was forgetting the name of her device that she uses as a compass. It looks like Nami. It's pretty great. Let's take a look at the accessories. We've got angry yelling face for combat without sunglasses. It doesn't look quite as good. They seem to have an issue, once again, that issue that you see with the mouth, with anime figures. Passable. She's got somewhat mischievous smirk while her eyes are looking to the side. Yeah, I know what you're thinking about. That kind of thing. I'd say better than the angry face. More fitting for the character. I give that a good instead of passable. That's a little higher. And then we have the ever unpopular neutral face. It's what it is. It's a neutral face. I don't really think these are necessary, but I guess it's easier to create a neutral face. So that's a pass for that one. Again, personally, I'd prefer the winking face. She does have two of those actually, so that's nice. So if something happens to happen, I guess. Oh, pardon me. There's another winking face. It's a closed smile winking face, almost as if she's just closing one eye to look through a periscope rather than wink. But if you turn it to the side like that, it does look like a wink, and the smirk is slightly there, like she's doing it unconsciously. I'd say that's a great. Personally, I prefer this one here. This face. Oh yeah, she comes with an inner tube. Sexy. She also comes with 10 hands, as I said, which, you don't really need to see all of them. Typical what you'd see, grabbing hands, gesture hands, or fist hands, whatever. All that. One quick moment, we're just going to see how she looks with the inner tube. So there we go. I'm not sure if this floats in the water, but this is a pretty solid figure. I'd say I'd consider this much better than the other Nami because you can actually stand it up. Seems to come with more faces. I know the other one has there's a problem there. As I said, that's probably due to the fact that I pulled that down. Anyways, this figure is pretty great. I definitely say that this is a buy. If you're a fan of the figure, get it. If you're not, fan of figures in general,